Hi guys, hope you're well and welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my girl boss habits for 2019. These are the best things that I'm currently doing in my life right now to make sure that I make 2019 the best it physically can be as self-improvement for myself and helping me progress further in terms of what I want out of life, but also as a mum, working from home and all things like that. I just want to be the very best version of myself, making sure that my day runs as smoothly as possible. Now, these habits can be for anyone out there who just wants to boss life as such. So that's if you work from home, if you go to work, if you're a mum, anyone can use these habits. They are completely transferable in all aspects of life. So if you want to hear what they are and how to boss 2019, then just keep watching. Okay, now my first habit, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, plan and organise. Being organised and planning is so important. So I just want to share with you how I go about it, and I am going to be doing a more in-depth planning video with you and all things like that on how I go about organising my week and things like that. But the first thing that I do is I make sure that I have a diary. Now the diary that I use, I just picked up from TK Maxx or HomeSense. I can't remember which one, but they're the same thing really, aren't they? I picked it up from there, and the thing that I love about it is that on the front it has kind of like a monthly calendar view. Then you also have like a week on a page view. You also have like a to-do section, a notes section, goal of the week, reminders, and all that sort of stuff on the other place. Plus it has notes on the back. Now I absolutely love using this planner, and I feel like it's really helped me. And what I do is I make sure that everything goes into this planner and I can plan ahead. Now, I was using this for my work, however, I have recently switched that out and I'm currently using an app called Trello. Now, Trello I can use on my computer and I can use it as an app on my phone, and it's what I'm working off of now, and I love it. It allows me to put content ideas into my computer or on my phone, wherever I am. It allows me to organise everything, and I have so many different sections set up which really help me stay organised. I was finding that actually having all of my work put into a diary wasn't actually helping, so I find that a diary is really practical for any life events that I have going on, such as doctor's appointments, anything for the kids, any particular meetings and things like that. But for actual content and planning when that was going up, it was no good, because I know what I want to go up in a particular month, but I might decide that dependent on what you guys ask for example, a lot of you guys asked me for how I bought my home at a young age video, and you've been asking me that for quite a while, and then recently I've had a lot more people interested in that. So this video was meant to go up on the day that video went up last week, and so I just swapped them around. But when you write it down physically, you have to like scribble through them all, and I hate a messy diary and a messy planner. So I've recently moved to Trello, and I can import it all into my Google Calendar, and it just really helps me stay organised, and I'm absolutely loving using it. If you want me to give you a bit more information about how to use Trello and how to use it and how it's transferable into your work, then I can definitely make a video on that. Leave it in the comments below. But that's what I've been doing to stay organised. I always make sure that all of my week is planned ahead. It's written into my diary, and I have a clear structure of what I'm filming on what days, what content I want to film, what I'm doing, if I've got any meetings or any nurseries that I need to attend or any school activities. I always make sure that I know where I am, and it just means that my mind isn't frazzled and I'm not thinking about 101 different things at once. Now, based on this, and like I said, planning and being organised, one of the things that I find really helped me is making a to-do list the night before. Now again, I generally just jot this down in the notes section, or there's like a to-do reminder section on the iPhone. So I generally put it in there, and you can kind of tick it off as you go along. Again, I've always got my phone on me, and I love using the notes section because, again, if you've got a Mac, the notes are transferable, so you can have them like kind of transfer for iCloud, I think it is. So I love using that. I find that it really helps me keep organised, and it helps me get a better night's sleep. Offloading what I need to do the next day into a note section, so it's not ticking around in my brain and I'm not sitting there thinking I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do this, which is what I do all the time. Really helps me concentrate, focus and get a good night's sleep. So I would definitely recommend writing down a to-do list the night before so you get a good night's sleep and you're not stressing. So the next thing that I would say is really important, and it's something that I've only just learned the last few months. I was basically struggling to manage to get to do all of my work plus spend time with the kids and everything else, and I was really struggling to juggle it all, and it came to a point where it ended up being YouTube that would suffer, because at the end of the day my kids are more important than this, but at the same time this is my job, so this is semi-important because I need money to be able to let my kids live as such. So it was really getting hard, and I was basically struggling with the fact that people would be asking me to do stuff and I was struggling to say no. I was struggling to say no to going out for the coffee, no to coming over for a cup of tea, no to spending time with certain people, when really I could put them on the back burner. And I feel like this year I need to make my work and me a priority and the things that I love. And it's not to say that I'm not going to go out with friends, but I don't need to be doing that as often as what I was. And just learning that actually I can say no, and it is important. And likewise, not saying yes to everything. I've had a lot of people offer me work, like brand work and things like that, and I was saying yes because I wanted to please them and because I like the company, but at the same time it just wasn't fitting in with my schedule. Christmas was hectic, there was a lot of stuff that I had to turn down, and it's just about learning to say no. Likewise, I had a lot of people contact me for collaborations and things like that, and I just don't have the time to actually fit it all in. And I feel like when I'm pressured to do a collaboration or a piece of brand work, as much as I love them, I always want them to be the best they can be. So obviously I like to make sure they're amazing, but I put a lot of stress on myself, and I don't like working to other people's schedules. Like, I like working to my own schedule, and like I said, if I want to swap things up when I'm working my own, I can do that. So I think I've learned to say no to a lot of things this year, and if it's just not going to work, then just don't commit myself to it, or come back to it in a couple of months' time, because that's how I need to be at the moment. Okay, my next one is really important, and I find that when I have a day like today, which has run ever so smoothly, I absolutely love it, and it's one of the things that I would highly recommend, but it's to wake up early and in turn try and get an earlier night's sleep. So for me, if I wake up late and I haven't woken up before the kids are awake, I generally have a really bad start to the day. It kind of puts me behind with everything. I then struggle to get my makeup done and my hair done and look good and feel good, have my clothes sorted and all things like that. And then it puts a bad kind of delay on the rest of my day. So for example, I woke up that little bit earlier, and before the kids were awake I managed to get my hair and my makeup done, something that when they're around I really struggle to do, and I'm battling with them. It then meant that for the rest of the day, since they've both gone to nursery today, I'm on it, I'm on the ball, I've had stuff prepared, I had the beds made before I left and all things like that. And it now means that my day ahead I've managed to get content filmed, I've managed to have a meeting, I managed to get videos edited, respond to emails. It means that I'm so much more organised, and just by getting up that little bit earlier you can do different things. One of the new things that I want to slowly start doing, which is one of my next points, is slowly start adding exercise into my routine. And what I plan to do is start doing a 7-minute workout of a morning. Now, 7-minute workouts I absolutely love. You can download the apps from anywhere online, on the App Store, wherever you've got. There's literally a 7-minute workout that you do, and they get your heart racing. There's different things you can do, but they're just 7 minutes long. I absolutely love them. I was actually using, I think it's a Lucy Wyndham one. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I followed her for years, and she collabs with Santorini quite a bit on different content and different kinds of exercise videos. But I actually did one of hers, I don't know if it was a 7 or a 10-minute one, I can't remember now, but it was really short and it did what it needed to do. And once I've exercised in the morning, I feel so much better. It's crazy how just having a little bit of that, I don't even know what that hormone's called, I can't remember, but having a little bit of that hormone running around your body can really help and make you have a good day. So another habit that I think you guys really need to get into to have a really good 2019 is to basically organise and rank your tasks. Now, I never go into a day, and this is something that both me and Adam have done in both of our work situations for years now, but basically I never go into a day without ranking my tasks in order of what is most important to get done. If I didn't do that, I could spend ages doing a task that is less important and doesn't need to be done, I don't know, let's say for another week or so, and then my important task could end up getting left to the end of the list and I don't get round to doing them, and they might be due for tomorrow, for example. So I would definitely say rank your task in order of importance, and then that way you can target that first task first. In combination with this, I would also say to look at your task and do some of the hardest one first. So look at the most important, but mix that up with what your hardest task is going to be. I normally find the best way to tackle a task is the ones that require like the most amount of energy and concentration before I'm drained from the day and I'm utterly and completely tired. I normally find that if I hit those tasks first, I'm using all my energy into those, and then the next ones that come are easier, I don't need as much focus and things like that. The next thing that I want to say is to stay focused. When you are doing that task, do not allow yourself to have distractions. I am very guilty of starting a task and then I'll just scroll on my phone for ages. Or I'll start a task and then I will end up surfing the internet, or I'll get distracted on Pinterest or something like that. And I'm really, really awful for it. And so what I've actually started to do now is to set myself a timer for certain tasks. So for example, I'm filming this video today and I know that I don't really want this video to be any longer than half an hour. So what I'm doing is I'm giving myself about 45 minutes to enable me to set up my camera, my tripod, my lighting, get the angle shot that I want and where I want it to be placed, and then obviously allowing my time to film this video. By setting a timer, it makes me so much more focused and it enables, again, my day to run on time and keep everything in its place. What I've also started doing is making sure that I put my phone on do not disturb mode. Now, by doing this, it enables me to not actually go on my phone, not use the internet, and not take any incoming calls. Because again, I'm so guilty of getting a WhatsApp message and getting distracted and kind of responding to this message, and I'll be stuck in the middle of something and then I'll forget where I was or I'll get distracted. Once I'm kind of in the groove of something, I just want to keep going and I'm more focused like that. And there's also an app that I've been using. I can't remember the name of it, so I will link it down below. But there's an app that I've been using which again basically does the same thing, and it enables you to kind of like set a timer and block your phone a little bit and things like that. So I'll definitely link that below so you can use it. And it's very, very similar to the do not disturb mode, I guess, in a way. So the next tip that I have that really helps me stay on point with what I need to do is organising your emails. Now this sounds really, really silly, but considering a lot of my work comes in via my emails, I cannot have a messy inbox. Now I'm guilty of my own private inbox being an absolute mess, and I've let that run away with me for years. But every job that I have had folders within folders within folders, and I always categorize my emails. I cannot be one of these people that has hundreds of emails to look at. Like, I just can't work like that. So I will always organise my emails. I normally have like a section in the middle that I need to look at. They're my current ones. And then everything gets filed away. So I normally have like a to follow up folder if there's anything that I need to follow up with that doesn't need to be actioned straight away. If I have any companies or brands contact me, I generally have that in kind of another folder. And then I have them subcategoried off the back of that. So I know that if I'm looking for an email, for example, I recently worked with the Shutter Store. So if I'm looking for an email from them, I can literally click straight into that folder and they will all be there. There's no kind of faffing around or anything like that. I couldn't think of anything worse if you're trying to work and you use emails as like the work platform, which a lot of people do. Like, ultimately, emails are what we use to communicate with brands and with managers and bosses and whoever it is that we have in life. I cannot think of anything worse than it being disorganised and not knowing where to find anything. So I definitely recommend organising your emails. So a lot of those habits that I've recommended to you are based around organisation, planning, and being more time practical with your time management. However, now I'm moving on, and the next thing that I want to say is to organise your finances and be smart. So by this, I mean go through, look at your budget, look at savings and things like that. And I am going to go into this in another video very soon about how you can budget better and how you can work out your finances and be more cost effective with those. However, you want to make sure that you're making the most of every single penny in your bank account. I have a place for every part of my money to go to each month, and I feel like this year is the year that I want to save hard. I want to do what I want to do, and by me spending frivolously on a coffee or going out for lunch or buying unnecessary purchases when I don't need to could really affect that. So I would really say look into your finances, look at what you don't need, look how you can not spend. I'm actually doing a no spend January this month, which means I'm not spending any money unnecessarily this month. So I'm not buying any unnecessary makeup items that I look at and I just think I want that. Even though I might already have 3 foundations, I might see a new one and be like, I want that. Well, I'm not doing that this month. There are so many organisational pieces that I want in and around the home. However, I also have lots of stuff to sell, so I'm selling before I'm going to be buying any of that, and I will happily spend money once I've sold that, but I'm not spending any extra money. And likewise, I'm going to be saving a lot of that money because we want our garden done and things like that. So really assess what you want out of your goals that you've set yourself and go from there. Okay, so another thing that I want to mention, and a habit that I think will be great for 2019 for you to really get into, again, it's something that I started to get into last year, is the law of attraction and practicing gratitude. Now for me, the law of attraction really did change my life, and if that's a video that you'd like to see and how that happened, then comment below and I can definitely look at doing that for you. But the law of attraction last year changed my life so dramatically. I cannot put into words how thankful I am, and that is part of the point of the law of attraction. It's about being thankful and about showing gratitude, and it's not just gratitude in terms of being grateful for kind of the situation you're in now, but showing gratitude in all aspects. So for example, I sit there and I look at my home sometimes and I think that it's a mess, and you wouldn't know that I'm currently looking at piles of toys that the kids have trashed this morning that are all over there and all things like that. However, it's about being grateful for what you do have. Like, I'm really lucky to have such a lovely home. I'm really lucky to be able to say that I own this home, that it's mine, that I've decorated it. I'm really grateful the fact that I am able to do YouTube and I'm able to provide food and have my kids have new clothes and things like that. I am really, really grateful that I have a car that drives. I am really grateful for so many different things in the world, and I really think that this year you need to be able to show a bit more gratitude. Now, there's a great book on this, it's called The Magic, and I recently started it this year, and it really kind of goes into a lot more information about how you can show gratitude. It's kind of the carry-on series from The Secret, which again I've mentioned so many times in the past, which is what really got me started on the law of attraction. But I think being grateful for what we have, don't just look at everything in a negative way. The law of attraction is all about being positive and bringing good into your life. So I would definitely recommend trying to show a little bit more gratitude. And the very last thing that I wanted to mention is, as a girl boss for 2019, we need to support others. I see so many other women saying negative things about other people, putting women down, putting anyone down. Like, as far as I'm concerned, if you see something you don't like online, or if you see something you don't like in person, you just ignore it, you just walk away. There's no need to comment. I would never watch somebody's video, and if I wasn't a big fan of it, I would never leave a nasty comment. That person's worked their butts off in that video to make it the very best that it can be, to put it out to you guys, and they've worked as hard as they can. Just because it's not everyone's taste doesn't mean that there aren't another 1,000 people that love it for the one person that doesn't. Likewise, we need to support women. We don't want to be knocking them down. If someone does something good, share the love, spread the word, let other people know. Tell them they've done a good job, tell them they're amazing. Supporting other women and lifting them up and empowering them is the only way this country's going to grow, and every country's going to grow. At the end of the day, everyone fights for their rights as women to become better people, to have more options and more choices in life and things like that. Yeah, I see so many women just doing the complete opposite and being derogatory. Support other women, empower them, and help as much as you can. Honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. And not only does it make you feel good inside, like, I love supporting other women and sharing if I think somebody's done a good video, or if I love their Instagram, or if I'm loving them as a person, or just sending a nice comment to them if I think they've done great. It's just such a lovely feeling for me, and likewise, I know that they'll probably feel good off the back of it as well. There is no point putting people down or being nasty. I'm just fed up with it, and I don't think people need to be like it. So if there is anything you take out of this, support others. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video on some girl boss habits that I've currently been using in 2019 that I really think are going to help me go far. I hope you guys try out some of these habits. Let me know if there are anything else that you do that you think helps you keep organised and on time and helps you kind of power on through those days. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I would love for you to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I have so much content like this for self-improvement and finances, budgeting, interiors, hauls, cleaning. I cover a variety of topics. So if you like that sort of thing, I'd love for you to click the red button. But I will see you all again in another video very shortly. Bye guys.
I didn't call you off for another. I didn't cross the line for the bottle.